Hello! We're going right into this right away. Hello, are we not doing Gen 3 anymore? We are still doing Gen 3. Of course we're still doing Gen 3, but no, I'm just doing this to have a bit of a change of pace. I'm not just gonna let Corundum go away. Hell do you think? No, we are absolutely still doing Corundum. I'm just wanna do this to do something different for once, right? And, you know, I always talk about how I have... I think I mentioned... the way I put it on Discord is pretty good. The announcement. You know, I've mentioned very often that I used to do mapping not for games, but for the sake of the art of it. And that's how I can only even, like, do what I'm doing with Corundum now. Because I sort of learned the way of the map in a completely different way, in an extremely non-game design way, that it allows me to do those things. And I do still have, like, a big interest in game design, so... Bro just instantly copied it over. Yeah, every now and then during dev streams I mentioned that I used to do Pokemon mapping not for games, just the art of it. Yeah, exactly. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been. Also, our music loud. Turn that down just a touch. There we go. That's better. 126 characters limiting my ass. But yeah, basically that. I do actually want to show just a moment here to go over that stuff again. I know we've done this before on stream, but let me pull this up real quick. Why am I not logged in anymore? Yeesh, log me in. How's everyone doing today? I'm good, actually. I'm doing really good these last couple days. Since I got into, especially since I got back into VR stuff last week, things have been... It's just nice to be back into that stuff as well. I just, like, that's the reason why I want to make multiple YouTube channels as well, and have them all running in parallel. I have more than just Pokemon that interests me, right? My interests are more diverse than that, and I want to share everything with people. Everything I can, at least. So that's why I'm doing all that. Let me know how music is now. I hope it's not too quiet over my voice. One moment while I'm still setting a couple things up. Like, for example, where's my Abby? There's my Abby. Why is it not moving? Oi! It's not moving. Why is it not moving? Hold on. Let me... Discord. Being stupid. I can't hear any music. Barely even my voice? That's weird. Because, like, my stuff is not that low. And my dude just isn't moving for some reason. Bruh. Like, at that point, maybe you need to turn up your own volume. Y'all, I've been streaming with these same settings for the past few weeks, and it's never that quiet. Anyways. I did ask, so no worries. I will list. I have everything set up. Set. That's really weird. Like, honestly, maybe YouTube changed something or whatever, but that is very weird. I'll turn things up a bit. But right now, my mic is at complete full level, and music is, like, 8 decibels louder than usual, which is a lot. Remember that decibels are logarithmic. Maybe it's mobile? Maybe? I don't know. But it's fine. As long as no one's getting their ears blown out by anything and everyone can hear me well over the music, but the music isn't drowned out by my voice, we're good. Let me transition over here. Again, I don't know what's wrong. Why my little guy is not moving. Genuinely, I don't know what's wrong. For some reason, I guess it's just not really catching my Discord stuff. It's very weird. Try something real quick. Like, if I leave Discord, you see, bro leaves. If I join Discord, do I have the wrong thing set up? I might actually just have the wrong mic set up on Discord still. That might actually be it. I'm stupid. One moment. I don't even know how my own setup works anymore. Yeah, it's still using my Quest mic. Ow! Jesus, yeah, there we go. Now it works. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Let's actually talk for a moment, now that I figured out my technical difficulties. Still can't hear me much. That is very weird. But yeah, like I said, right now, my mic is completely unleveled. It's completely unlimited. It's just my mic as my mic is. I can pull it to my mouth a bit. I can pull it a bit closer, but like, ugh. Yeah, everything else be that bad. Anyways, yeah. So this here is my old mapping thread on my namesake, the Bisa board. Rather, my namesake is Bisa Fans BE here, and the Bisa board is its forum section. So we've been over all this stuff before, but I kind of just want to go back into it for like the sake of showing off artistic mapping and the like. This, for example, was my very first ever map that I made for this thread. I did some mapping here and there in binary hacks before, but this is the first one I actually made myself. This little country home in the woods. Very pretty, right? I think so too. And then, of course, Ruby Vein here. That's what is today known as Pokemon Corundum. So any of these maps here are the original versions that I made on the Ruby ROM that I first started the Corundum project on. So this is the original Corundum Little Route. The original Route 101, which you actually see not too much has changed here. And the original Oldale Town, which a lot has changed for. Then, if any of you remember the Silver League network, the allegations that sunk it, ultimately notwithstanding, I actually really used to be into their stuff as well. And this is Ambercrest, the starting village of that region that they had worked for their webcomic, I think. Which I'm still really proud of this map, despite a few mapping errors here and there. This is I really like this map still. This one, not too big of a fan of this one. It's like a very metropolitan. I already spy a tile error right here. Like a very metropolitan city. There's another layering error right here. Here as well, with a solid shadow kind of overlapping the walkway. It's not perfect, but I like it. And then there's the Plaza of Seasons. Hello, Juicebox. This is the Plaza of Seasons, which I planned to update for like from spring through winter, fall, or spring, summer, fall, and winter, with every season as it passed, right? Plaza of Seasons looks good. Super exciting idea. I have to leave in an hour, but I'll definitely watch the what later. Hell yeah. The multiple water features in that palette doesn't go well. I mean here? I don't know. This is all from one and the same... this is actually all from one and the same tile set, which we will be working with today as well. But yeah, the idea for the Plaza of Seasons was sort of already a very early, like, ambitious quote-unquote multimedia project. I both wanted to have this plaza, this place, and some of the surrounding areas I would end up mapping at some point as well. That was the plan, at least. And I would also be telling a story about it separately as sort of fanfiction. Didn't expect to see a lot of German on this stream. I mean, I am. So... But yeah, so the difference between the summer and spring ones are very slight, but I picked a slightly less vibrant, more deep green for the tall grass. And of course, the Pokemon population is different. And there's always this little bulbous guy at the front of this bell tower here, wishing you welcome. This one is like this. I really like the idea of this plaza, but it needs a lot of work. And yeah, again, here I don't know why I posted it multiple times, but that's just again. But yeah, something like this is what we'll be doing today. Probably something similar to Harvestone here. That's, yeah, here. Harvestone, that's the name of the starter town, and Ambercrest, which is the name of the region. Jesus Christ. Stumbled over that one. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. And I will actually post that map in whatever map we're doing today in this thread. And I do actually want this map that we are doing today to be the first of a new region as well, which we will be working on here and there as we go. Now let me switch right over to what we do for that, because as the thumbnail says, this isn't Pori map. This is tiled, which is a mapping program used for all kinds of games. Stardew Valley, for example, uses maps made in tiled. You should seriously consider doing voice acting / voiceovers. I have, actually. I do. That is something I want to do. But at the same time, I also want to go into voice training, voice feminization, and everything. So... yeah, that's like the one thing. It's like the one thing where trans people do in fact have a like natural advantage at is voice acting, because trust me, we learn how to like modulate our voice and how to change our voice. Will this use an RCT talk to pass time IRL, or will you use playtime to track time? If you mean Corundum, that is going to be RTC based. Jumped in just to ask one thing. I always hate the way the Reggie ruins look outside, and I wonder if you're gonna like use different assets and sprites like the Tanobi ruins from GL. I don't know what that is, but probably not. I like the unassuming nature of the Reggie ruins in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. That being said, I do want to make them more of their own places. This region project is just making maps at the moment, right? If you thought about making an actual game, would you consider using RPG Maker XP or a ROM hack? I like the idea of sticking to ROM hacks, because I don't know, I just want to make sure that people can play it on hardware. Glazed, I haven't actually played a lot of other ROM hacks. That being said, obviously, if I use RPG Maker XP and Pokemon Essentials, I can use Tiled to make maps. Did think of a name for this, the Adorna region. Is this random stuff or unrelated? Completely unrelated. Like I said, I just want to go back into my mapping roots, do something for the sake of just making a map as like a work of art. And we certainly have the tile set for it. Let me... where I have it real quick. I do not remember any. I think I have it somewhere in my archive stuff. Yeah. Let's go to screen capture. There we go. This is the tile set you were using today, called Pokemon Dawn. Is this going to be a starter town or later in this new... I think we'll start with the starting town. Just to have sort of like, start with structure, right? So this is the tile set we're working with, called Pokemon Dawn. It has basically everything you need to make a temperate Pokemon region, which is great. It even has a few snow tiles over here. Nothing too major, but it has basically everything you'd need. I would actually at some point consider like paying a pixel artist to try and translate this into a tile set that like into tile sets that work with the GBA, with the Emerald decomp, so I could use this there. I would love it. I would love having that. Because they look like empty caves and not actual mounds. That's fair. That is actually fair. That being said, I think there's value in leaning into that cave-like thing. So that's kind of what I want to go for with it. Lean into them being natural caves that, you know, they were sealed away in. But yeah, there's a hilarious amount of buildings in this. Oh, like leaf green. Still not sure what you're referring to, though. That being said, Fire and Leaf Green I actually haven't played before, I must. But yeah, this has a hilarious amount of assets to work with. Even some interior stuff you see over here. There's like 5 different tile sets in one, really. What sort of Pokemon are you thinking of basing this region's starters around? I'm not sure if I want to actually make my like Fakemon. Here, by the way, of course, also some Overworld sprites. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Berry trees have as well. I do not know where all my other... where my other overworlds have gone. But oh well. I have previously thought of a name for this region, but I completely forgot it. Sorry about that. I may have brought me to. But that's fine. I can eat while working. Sevi Islands, the unknown ruins. Yeah. Are they in the same place as the Ruby ROM you kept forgetting about? No, that was actually just straight up on my desktop. They might still be somewhere in my Dropbox, or they might be caught on my old laptop that I originally used for mapping. So for this first map, let us for now just flood the plane. Also, something that Tiled here has that, of course, we don't have, even though Quarry Map has Auto Path, which works very similar. This here has terrains. And so, where's my terrain editor? I forgot where terrain. I think it's here. Yeah, okay. So, we go into the tile set properties and click up here for terrain editing. And now you can see I have terrain sets and certain terrains and patterns. These are all the valid patterns that terrains can be put in and interact with one another. Don't really need this. What's important are these. I can make a new terrain, and you can see here I can set up exactly how each tile of that terrain will be used as, for example, an inner corner, or as a center tile, or as a right edge, top edge, right top outer corner. All that stuff I can specify here, set these all up as their own terrains, and then when I just click on one here, I can either in this 2x2 fashion without the center tile, or while holding control with a center tile in a 3x3 fashion, just draw it. And it just works like that. Isn't that great? And I can then even for, if I have, like here, I have multiple tiles that share the same purpose. So all these center tiles here, I can click on them. I actually terrain editing. So I can now click on this tile down here. You see the one I selected, the one that is this same path, but with a few rocks on them. And I can change its probability to be 0.3. So in this case, it'll only be, it goes from 1 to 0, the probability. So in this case, it'll only be picked a third of the time compared to the ones that are 1. So these two that are basically the same with nothing on them, those have full probability, and this one, relative to them, will be picked only 0.3 times. That makes sense? Times as often. It's great. I wish I had this in RPG Maker XP. As far as I know, these maps are perfectly fine to use in RPG Maker XP. You can make maps untiled and import them. I think. Might need an add-on, but I think you can just do that. And again, even works with these small paths, and if you set it up appropriately, which is what these patterns over here are for, these things, right? That's what these are for. If you set that up all correctly, then like stuff like this little hole here, that wouldn't happen. These holes that have popped up, they wouldn't happen. And you can make sure that all your terrains interact exactly the way you want and auto map perfectly as you go along. It's sick. Like I said, some fantastic games out there use tiled for their maps. Again, the first that would come to mind is Stardew Valley. It's great. It's great stuff. But we want none of that. We want to start work on our own stuff. But you can write some hidden messages and maps with this. Yeah, I guess. If you want it. Here's how a temperate rainforest starter town would look. Is Corundum the first ROM hack you are working on? I suppose, yeah. Like I said, I did some mapping before I made this thread that I showed you guys earlier. I did some mapping before that using advanced map, but nothing with like a full goal of making a full ROM hack. So in that sense, Corundum is, yeah, it's my first full ROM hack. Which is also why, you know, it's taking a while. And right now I'm taking a bit of a break, at least in terms of YouTube. But I can concentrate on continuing work on it in the background while I do some other things on YouTube. Doesn't mean I want to stop doing weekly stuff here. Just that Corundum might start taking a little bit of a backseat as we work towards actually getting the first goddamn dev build out the door. Just do development in the background while I do some other stuff here on YouTube. Now, anyways, yeah, let's just fill this now. And also, like I do right here, you can select multiple. And it's a bit weird. Select multiple tiles, and I should just be able to, but it makes it far. I remember there is a way to do a fill with multiple tiles, respective of their probability. This is kind of not working right now. I forgot how to do that. It has been so long since I used tiled. Oh my god. Crazy. Like, even this terrain system is a completely different terrain system from what I used to use in tiled. Because they added all of this patterns stuff. Which, again, super impressive tool. Crazy shit. But yeah. Anyways, I'm not sure. I think this should be enough. I do not remember. How large was the Amber Crest map? Or the Harvestone map? I wish best of luck and endurance to finish it at some point. I think the most work is all the eventing and creating a living world. Absolutely. Random mode. That's the one I was looking for. Lemao. Yeah, now you might even be able to see, I'm not sure if it comes through YouTube compression, but now that I have all these different grass tiles here selected, you can see every time I mouse over a different tile, it tries to fill the plane in a different pattern. And so with that, you can get like really wild and just messy natural textures down. Looks like static. Yeah, I suppose. What are my pronouns? She, they. I know. I understand it might be a bit weird, given my still very masculine and deep voice, which is actually a voice I have cultivated over my teens. Yay, internalized transphobia. But yeah, I'll get there. I do want to start voice training this summer, like seriously. So we'll get there. There should be a pronouns feature on YouTube, but there isn't. Like, they announced it. Yeah, you can have now pronoun selection. You can show your pronoun on your channel page and your pronouns on your channel page and everything. And like, cool. It takes you to your channel settings and customization page, and when I look around, there's nothing there. It's just not a feature. Why do you tell me about a new feature that either you didn't give me yet, or that is still in A/B testing, even? Like, goddamn. Anyways. Not get hung up on that. So for this starting town, this actually is kind of supposed to be sort of based on my personal hometown, on my own hometown. So, for those of you who haven't been around a lot, ultimately what I'm trying to do here, what I'm trying to do in the end, is I want to have multiple. I currently have 3 different projects on my bucket list for Pokemon fan games that I want to make. For one, there's Pokemon Corundum. You're all here for that. You all know that. Secondly, I want to make Pokemon Steel, the custom region I am working on, which might be what this ends up being. I'm not sure. I am making this with the intention of it ultimately ending up in Steel, but I don't know if it will. And then there's Corundite, which will be a Corundum port to the DS engine. And Pokemon Steel is supposed to be based on Germany. I know it's a bit corny to make a Pokemon region based on your own homeland. And that's what I want to do. And starting out today, I want to, I kind of want to start this out with, I want it to be a very personal project as well. If that makes sense. So the starting town will also be, will be inspired by my own hometown. Being the starting town is based on your hometown, what are some key landmarks / locations you want to include? Pokemon Steel sounds like a War Orphan kind of start. It's not cringy, that's what TPC first did. Exactly. Exactly. I'm not saying it's cringy, I'm saying it's corny. But yeah, exactly, that's the thing, right? It's the same way that Satoshi Tajiri was inspired, with Kanto being a much more natural version of the Tokyo metropolitan area. It's the most genuine way to do it. Exactly. Because that way, the stories you can tell are much more authentic, I think. I seem to be getting a lot of ads as anyone else. Sadly, I do not yet have control over the frequency of ads on my stream. I apologize if you're getting a ton of ads. I think YouTube is doing like an ad every 6 minutes, which is fucking insane. But I sadly don't have control over that. The fact that you're a member and getting ads, it was kind of pissing me off. Like, that's the worst. That's even worse. I'm not sure if I can, like, manually do a quick ad break and switch ads off by using it for a while. I mean, I guess let's try. I can just click the delay ads button when the next one comes up. If you have a lot of notable landmarks, we could work out where you are based. You could, yeah. That is the problem with me having grown very strong roots here. I do actually still live in the same region. That's wild. I'm not yet a member and I have had no ads. Do you happen to have YouTube Premium? Because in that case, you do not get served ads at all. I'm just gonna click delay for a bit. Ads should be off for at least 10 minutes now. Apologies if that was impacting y'all's viewing experience a bit too much. Like I said, I don't have control over it yet. I know YouTube gives partners control over it at some point. I don't know what that point is. Let's push for 10,000 subscribers. Yeah. You may have said this already, but where did you get this tile set from? I haven't said it. I got it from the... back then, that is YouTube. Oops. Why can't I switch to the other... What? Oh, yes. I can't switch to the proper window for some reason. But yeah, I got it on the Bisa board in like a mapping asset, like thread. But hey, if you're... Wait, I forgot. I got 3 months. Hey, if you're watching with YouTube Premium, you are actually making me more money than the people who are viewing all those ads. It's kind of crazy to say it that way, but that's just how it is. So, thank you. Anyways. This is actually kind of pissing me off because I do want to look back at the thread, like right now. I mean, I guess I'll just do screen capture. I do want to take another look at Ambercrest. Or, not Ambercrest, god damn it. Harvest Stone. To kind of get a bit of... maybe inspiration for it, because I'm also from a very rural area. Again, I would be going into like detail and showing stuff, but that would be at the risk of self-doxing, so I won't. Kinda sucks. Because I would love to show you guys my inspirations and everything. Oh well. But this is Harvest Stone Town, right? So we have, I think in this direction was the local professor's Pokemon Preserve, and this way is the first route. This way is some lake, and to the north, I do not even remember what was there. What's gonna be the theme of Pokemon Steel? I haven't decided on a lot of that stuff yet. Not at all. The title itself isn't even final yet. It's just going by, oh, well, you know, Pokemon net titles, how are they usually, you know, they're usually something that has something to do in at least a way with, at least in some way with the games themselves, the region, or something that the region they are based on is known for. Or they play directly into the themes of the game, of course. For Steel, you know, I just kind of picked that because, you know, German industry, steel, all that kind of stuff, foundries. Very close to where I live is the Ruhrpott, which is like pretty much the heart, the beating industrial heart of Germany. So that's kind of where I'm going with that in particular. But I don't have anything specific in mind yet. Which is why I'm saying that what we're doing here right now, I am doing with the intention of ultimately turning into stuff for Steel. But I'm not doing so very, like, with certainty. Does this mean we'd see more abundance of Steel types? It depends. So for the time being, let's just plop down a background that's a bit too much of the, like, dense grass. Let's do, like, that. Blip. That looks good. Should we make the starter town kind of industrial? No. Like I said, the starter town is going to be very inspired by my own hometowns, and even the surrounding area is going to be based on my, like, home, quote-unquote, home region. One thing I've already told myself is that there's going to be a lot of rivers. That be size the map because it's 40 by 40 tiles. I think Embercrest is actually Harveststone. Goddamn. I think Harveststone here is already 40 by 40, which is it's just a touch too tight from what I want. So I'll go to 40 by 40. Yeah, 50 by 40. 50 by 50. Jesus. Pink. And let's just extend that. I think this is pretty good for a single home starting area. That's kind of open. I do want to have a lot of like surrounding areas so that roots aren't just roots but actual places. I forgot to grab something to drink. Oh my god. So Hoenn, but freshwater. True. I do not have made... I do not have made... Holy words. Gee. I have not yet made a water terrain. Let's actually do that. New set. Let's make this waters. And we will be using... For now, I think we have transparent ones over here. Things like rivers and the like. These, I feel like... They're very either for ponds. I mean, I'll add these at some point when I get to it. But for like rivers and the like, I think... Actually... What do you think? Would these half-transparent ones, these kind of hard gold and soul silver style, I think, transparent ones, work better? Or would you rather say these solid colored ones work better for rivers, specifically? Try transparent? Yeah, I think so too. Alright. Then let us make some new terrains. Starting here, so this is how it works. You can now actually see that oh, terrain image? Not set terrain image, full terrain image. Now I am going to have to check these for redundancy or the perception thereof. Because some things might seem redundant, or some of these tiles might seem redundant without being redundant. And actually being different from the ones they seem similar to. So that's something I'm going to have to check here in a second. Just that. So for example here, I have to check if this tile, which makes a lower edge, technically, is the same as this tile. Or alternatively, I can convert this, which is probably better given that I want to draw a water feature, not a land feature outlined by water. I am stoop. So let's round. And do this instead. Should work for what we want. I hope. Also, I think someone just got ads again, even though they're still delayed for like 5 seconds. Then again, the timer isn't running anymore. Solid for dewater and transparent for shadows. That's kind of what I'm going for. The solid ones feel very much like shallow or open water. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. The way of gradients from shallow to deep. Yeah, I like that too. So let's try out this first terrain we just made. You can click here to go into that. Yeah, so it has those transparent corners. Those are a bit of a problem. So then, you know, layers. We need to work with layers, which is great because tiled supports layers. But it means we can't make stuff quite as easy as we want them to be. But that's cool. Taking a bite. Don't want my dinner to get completely cold. Also, again, in terms of redundancy, I feel like there's not a lot of difference between these. Like, the shade of the water, like, slightly different or something? I genuinely can't quite tell. This one down here definitely feels a little darker than the other ones. But here, the contrast given by the, like, grass tiles makes it really hard to spot. I mean, I guess the simplest thing to do for now would be to just have this be the terrain and to not have any inner corners, I suppose? Because again, for the inner corners, we will need something to put under them because they have this little, those 4 little pixels of transparency. We might just have to do that manually. And of course, the upper corners have even more missing. Noticeable side by side, but I don't think I'd notice if they were together. Fair. For now, I'll do it like this. I'll just do these 2. And then see where we go from there. I don't want to bog this whole stream down too long. I also did that on the... Now let's rename this layer. Base. Add a new tile layer, call it Reaver. Now we can do... Oh, that does not like not having corners at all. Okay. I need to give it something. I need to give it something to work with. Got you. It does not like that at all. That is okay. I'll just give it like a base layer at the end. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, now it actually connects properly, and you see now under the tiles, you see there's now the grass instead of gray alpha channel. It's crazy. So then I just say like river base that down. Then I just go in and add those tiles manually. I think I could like add an auto mapping rule or something for it as well. So if I auto map. Yeah, I don't have any rules. How do I add rules? God, how these like complete. Whatever. Still watch the stream. Hello, Chaos. But yeah, I think I could like add an auto mapping rule that would automatically add this tile to any time these corner tiles are used on the layer below. Tiled is super powerful for this kind of stuff. I can't believe it's been an hour. Only or already? Because we haven't made any fucking progress whatsoever. Like, even right now, I'm just giving an example. This isn't the actual river. I should stop. Or I completely lose myself in this. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. Both? Fair. So. Let me check. Do we have... Oh, I'm still on screen recording. Oops. Instead of... variable window. Oh. I want to check the tile set real quick for bridges and the like. Don't remember what we have for those. Having a full overview of the tile set itself. But I think I might not have any bridges. That might be the one thing Pokemon Dawn lacks, is bridges. Oh no, there they are. Okay, never mind. We're good. Pokemon Dawn absolutely has bridges. Right over here. There they are. Look. Even has like a full prefab. Like a full prefabricated bridge. This, boonk, there it is. And you can also see that Pokemon Dawn wants me to use the shallow, the solid tiles. But I don't give a fuck what Pokemon Dawn wants off me. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want with it. Because that's how art works. Bridge is my beloved. Bridge. That's good. Orcs. I want to have a note. I have a very irritated nose right now. Bridge, Japan. Someone's still PRC stream we had just a couple days ago. I'm gonna do another one of those. This time actually on the Virtual Tours channel as well. But I already have a ton of stuff going on this weekend in VR. So, no promises that I can make it this weekend. But if I can, definitely over the course of the next week. During next week. Now, Peter, you're actually still here. You might be able to... You already know the place that I'm basing this off of, so you can actually give me proper damn feedback for this, which is cool. Without me doxing myself, that is. So for now, let's just pull the river, sort of like that down here. Do I? You've been here. You have literally been here. Our video together is in my 1000 sub celebration. You have been here. So many members here. Hell yeah. Thank you all, by the way. I feel like I don't say thanks to all the members enough, especially with how goddamn long it's taken me to make the first dev build. Which I know for many, or at least I feel might for many be the primary reason they became a member. I do feel bad about it. Yeah, actually, from further away, it's pretty clear that they just get darker. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Like, close up, it's not that obvious. But these ones on the side, yeah, but these ones not really, because, again, the contrast from the grass kind of hides it. But in this, yeah, seeing like this, yeah, it's a lot darker. Now let us with. I do remember. Yeah, that's right. All these alpha channel plagued tiles. What they need. And Pepperidge Farm remembers. Then we can immediately make another layer. Call this bridge. And grab one of these bridges, which this is 4 tiles wide, so this one would actually fit kind of perfectly. And just plop that on there. But of course, if you want to extend it a bit, just a little bit more dimension, do this. Extend it a little. We can take these legs from here. That doesn't really work that perfectly. It's not wide. It's not wide enough. I could do some layer magic, but I don't want it. But this is fine. The Ice Cave theme, one of my favorites. Remixed by Ben Briggs. One of my favorites. I love Ben Briggs. I need to listen to more of his original music, really. Hello, sir. I don't want to get any tile errors, so I'm just going to double check the reform. Are you still using GBA, or did you switch to another tool? If you stay on GBA, are the limitations worth it? For Corundum? Absolutely. But this isn't Corundum. So, for this, I'm using tiled. But absolutely. The entire point of Corundum is, as I said in the very first episode, for it to kind of be a remake-demake. So the idea is, what if there was a remake of Emerald, or Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and someone, like, a remake of those games to my tastes, that fits my tastes, and I took that remake and recreated it in the originals. Exactly, this isn't the dev stream, this is an art stream. Now we can actually add a bit of street. Which street, though? Because paths are one of the things we have an obscene amount of available here. So you see the ones I've already made into terrains here are barely even like a quarter of the total ones available. A remake, demake. Exactly. Just trying to apologies if you answered already, but what's your main philosophy or idea behind your custom region? For this, again, it's going to be it's based-ish on Germany, but a lot much more on in this case, the starting town, for example, is based on my own hometown. Like I said, I think I did answer this earlier, but it's okay. It is kind of corny to make a custom Pokemon region based on your own homeland, but as someone actually mentioned in chat, like that's how first Pokemon games were made in the first place, and I believe that it allows you to it does allow you to tell a much more sincere story. If this eventually leads to the McDonald's, this would be a really deep lore cut. Are you using tiled? Yes, for this as well. Also, y'all can't really see the paths under this, so there you go. I mean, we do have paved roads, obviously. But, like, this is Pokemon, of course. Of these would be the most... I feel like this or this one? Or this one? These, like, cobblestone paths, sort of? So let me just add a new terrain for this one. Cobblestone go brr. Then we can use that. Set it. Name this set to paths. This is Transparent Waters. Would the villains control some open brown coal pit mine? Ah, that's a really funny idea. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, a big thing here in Germany, like a big environmental and even like socioeconomic issue is brown coal pit mines. If you know these like huge, I don't know what their names are. I think they're called like bucket excavators, or like they're similar to dragline excavators, but they have like the big rotating bucket wheels at the front, right? I genuinely forgot what they're called. Bucket wheel excavators, yeah. So let me just again pull that up real quick. Can I change to a different window now? Yes, I can. Yeah, so bucket wheel excavators, like these guys, right? Oh wait, this is actually a German brown coal pit as well. You can see here RWE, that is, yeah, Garsweiler surface mine. Yeah, so we here's the thing, right? We never stopped with the absolutely megalomaniacal ideas of Hitler to build like these absolute insane mega tanks, right? But instead of making tanks, we just used the idea to make excavators to like dig up coal. Instead, and entire villages have been swallowed up by these brown coal pits. Like even just for no, don't print that. Even just for for comparison here, one of these buckets is almost the size of like this fucking dozer down here. It's insane how gargantuan these things are. It is absolutely insane how much these things dig up. And again, there's entire villages being swallowed by these things right now as we speak, and it's been like one of the biggest like societal and environmental problems and political problems within Germany for a long time. So some of this might, especially given that I kind of want to have an environmental message in it, because given that I am from a very rural area, I am very in tune with nature. Yeah, I was like, yeah, of course, right? Yeah. Reminds me of Dune. Sci-fi is as much a commentary on the present as anything. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, maybe not something this specific, but it's definitely something kind of like I do want to have an environmental tone in it. And this is about as much as as much of an environmental sin as you can make here in Germany is one of these fucking things. Because again, these things eat entire villages for breakfast. It's insane. Anyways. So, yeah, now we want a tile layer. Full of streets. That needs to be under the bridge, not over. This one can just be a straight shot. I don't mind that. Maybe just a little bit of curve in there. Actually, so that it properly connects to the bridge, to take this one, add it, align, actually. But at best. Connected. This question? Still not shallow enough. I think I'll have to like do this shallow. But that's fine. Just so that it looks the same way, the way it connects on the other side of the bridge. Still not perfect. Having these things in your region you're making here would be interesting. Now you go through a village that's no longer there and you just walk through the structure until you meet the machine. Climbing one of those fighting workers along the way to confront the boss and stop it. That's actually a really cool idea. Are the villains going to have their HQ in Sachsen? Definitely not politically loaded question, I promise! For the uninitiated, Saxony is still quite brown. Let's put it that way. Man, Saxony, am I right? Am I right? Mm. If you know, you know. Yeah, so this is another fun thing. Tiled has a point symmetry system. Super cool. Could you put post ghost Pokemon in beta fed, considering it doesn't exist? Putting one of those old black coal deep mines would be an abandoned steel factory would be awesome. And here's the thing, like, my home region here, where I'm from, actually isn't, like, completely unconnected to all this stuff either. This area here used to be an incredibly well-working iron source. There are iron mines all over the place here. It's kind of crazy. This road can follow river for a bit. I know this seems like a very wide road for a starter town. Even just, like, pretty big for a starter town. But trust you me, the infrastructure here is actually kind of crazy. The village could still exist on your in-game map and everything. Have it be like a recent thing. That'd be cool. I like the ideas being thrown around here. Like, see, that's why I was saying earlier why it kind of sucks that it's really hard for me to talk about these direct inspirations for the things I'm currently working on, because I would effectively be doxing myself. I do not want to leave this place in my life. I have set roots here. This is my home, and I want to live here till the day I die. Just makes it really hard to talk about on the internet. Would it be cool to do something with Schwarzwald 2? The name and area is already magical. Absolutely. One thing I definitely want to bring back, because it would just be so cool, is Curryway Town. Because it's based on the Alsace. Here, Bulbapedia. Quick. Not a bucket wheel excavator. Dude, my window picker is being incredibly bad at figuring out what windows I have open right now. Yeah, Curryway Town here. In the very, very, very east of Kalos, right? Is based on the Alsace region. Which, yeah, is France nowadays, but is historically hilariously contested and culturally just as French as it is German, to the point where pretty much everyone there speaks both languages. Do you have an overview map of the region you're making? Nope. Let me skip ads there real quick so that y'all don't serve so many ads. Gernch. Yeah, the architecture of Curryway Town features timber framing that is typically found in Germany and the Alsace region. In the anime, Curryway appears to be modeled after the commune of Colmar, particularly the Little Venice quarter of the town district. Like this right here. If you actually look at Colmar. Yeah, so this is like the very stereotypical view you expect from the Alsace region. But yeah, Alsace is, it's basically it's basically like a multicultural exclusion area between Germany and France. Like I said, nowadays it is fully regarded as France, but it used to be a highly contested area used to be partial. It used to be Germany. It's a very complicated history. Alsace is Alsace. Yeah, basically. I didn't know you fought Professor Sycamore in Curryway Town. That's neat. I haven't actually finished X and Y yet. I started playing my Y again recently, but I still haven't finished it. But yeah, the plan is to, for example, have Curryway Town, or at least a version of Curryway Town, in my region. Just to kind of hint at that whole cultural connectedness. Because, again, really, the depth of the cultural connection between Alsace, Germany, France, everything runs incredibly deep. Like, yeah, exactly, like tarte flambée. Alsace tarte flambée. Which, if you don't know what it is, tarte flambée or Flammkuchen, which, just bring that up real quick, is this Flammkuche, tarte flambée, Flammkuchen, specialty of the Alsace region, German-speaking Mosel, Baden, and the Palatinate. It is composed of bread dough rolled out very thinly in the shape of a rectangle or oval, which is covered with fromage blanc or crème fraîche, thinly sliced onions, and lardons. So, stuff like this. Or, if let me just be a little self-indulgent and show off my own. I know that I can find this very quickly in my photo folder if I type in pizza, which is fucking hilarious. Because I actually like cooking myself a lot as well. So, of course, I've cooked some before. And y'all could obviously see my entire thing there, and I didn't pay attention to it. Trying not to dock yourself, saying different German dishes are a million dialect names, challenge impossible. But yeah, it do look like pizza though. It's anything but, which is the great thing. But yeah, this is some I made last summer. So basically, the thing about tarte flambée or Flammkuchen is back in the day when, you know, bakers would fire up their ovens, they would bring the fire up really hot and really fast to warm their ovens up quickly, but it also meant that their ovens would be too hot as they start out. And in European, is your region going to have a lot of trainways, busways, etc.? I knew Europe in general is known for the well-developed public transport. I haven't thought of Flammkuchen in so long, really wasn't want to make some. Absolutely, this is the great part. It is insanely easy to make. So much easier than even pizza. It's flour, water, oil, nothing more. We need Deutsche Bahn, they might as well be the villains. So, Flammkuchen, or Flame, Tarte Flambée, whatever. Yeah, so they would heat their ovens up to incredibly high, like really high temperatures really quickly, and then let the coals burn down. And while the coals were burning down and the oven was still too hot to properly bake bread in, they would make tarte flambée, which is, like I said, just bread dough rolled out, like they said, bread dough rolled out super thinly, that it's done in literal minutes. Because, again, the stone they would bake on is incredibly hot, and then topped with creme fraiche, scallions, thinly sliced onions, and some, like, smoked ham or something. And then you throw that in the oven, and they had tarte flambée, Flammkuchen, which is basically, like, if you translate it literally, it's flame cake, which now you know how that name came to be. Yeah, it's literally flame cake. Because the fire would still be burning so hot, rather than the coals that they would then later bake the bread on. That you could easily make something like this, but you couldn't really make bread in that oven. But yeah, you just take water, oil, flour, nothing else, stretch it out as thin as you can, put some good, nice helping of creme fraiche on there, and then bacon, thinly sliced onions, maybe some scallions. That's the classic Alsatian tarte flambée. But you can do so much more with it. Oh my god, it's incredible how much you can make with tarte flambée. You can make dessert, which is very popular too, with like apple slices, maybe some pear slices. I'm not a big pear fan, but a lot of people like that. And then drizzle some honey over it, mix some honey into your creme fraiche as well. You can do so much with it, and it's all incredible. It's all this super simple dough that it's based on that anyone can make at home. Like if you have, as long as you have an oven at home, you can make tarte flambée. That's amazing. It's such a good dish. God damn. Every place you go to has a baker. You need to add a lot of bakers / bread makers to the region. Actually, one of my hometowns has Ichigo jump scare. Wait, where? Oh, you mean in my image? Yeah. I mean, if you want an Ichigo jump scare, I can just... Oh, that's Pokemon Dawn. Hello. Bring back Poffins? That's actually a cool idea. But yeah, my I live in like a triplet hometown. There are like 3 towns that honestly belong together, but couldn't be any more different from each other either. It's like one of those classic like local rural rivalries going on that's like, really, they're all connected and the same people, but they pretend to hate each other's guts. But yeah, another part of incredibly important local history that I think I've actually talked about on my server before is the story of Friedrich Wilhelm Raiffeisen. And at the latest, at this point, I have effectively doxed myself, so whatever, we'll just roll with it. Friedrich Wilhelm Raiffeisen, who is basically the father of... what's it called? Let me just check Discord again, because like I said, we were talking about it on Discord sometime before. Raiffeisen. He pioneered Genossenschaften, which are basically proto-publicly traded companies, except instead of being for profit, they were for distributed utility. TLDR, you buy into a cooperative society and get a proportional kickback of its profits, produce, and purchases. Most of these cooperative societies he founded were founded on benevolent principles, that once the people they helped were lifted out of need or poverty, they would be able to pay back in multiples. One of the biggest things he did was set up a network of local bakeries that would dispense bread on credit at extremely low prices, subsidized by local farmers buying into his societies for easy access to seed. And with that alone, he lifted pretty much the entire region out of poverty, paving the way for it to become a mining region later on. And I'm drinking, like, at that point, I was drinking some beer, which is based in its home, like, from a brewery based in his hometown using that same Genossenschaften principle, Genossenschaft principle. It's like, and right now I'm drinking the fruits of his labor right now. That's like the thing. So yeah, that's the legacy of Friedrich Wilhelm Raiffeisen, and he's from here. And there are all these like small little bakehouses. Oh my god, bakehouse! Oh no! I said the word! God damn it! Okay, so more tangents. You might have remembered a few weeks ago I did a completely different stream where I streamed the game Reverse Collapse Codename Bakery. That game is a remake of a 2013 tactical RPG called Codename Bakery Girl, made by Maika Team, which is the circle, the Dojin circle that basically kickstarted the entire Chinese gacha scene that we know today. Like, without them, there wouldn't be a Genshin, there wouldn't be a Honkai, there wouldn't be Arknights. All those games would not exist without them, or at least, you know, you can say butterfly effect, how much is it really true, how much does it really matter, but they were kind of the foundation of their games, were kind of the foundation of that entire community, so, you know. We can't say what would have happened if they hadn't been there, but we can say that they were there, and the things they've done have definitely led to where we are today. And that 2013 Codename Bakery Girl wasn't actually their first game. That was, or like, Codename Bakery Girl itself was actually kind of like a panic thing, cobbled together from the remnants of a couple other projects that didn't work out. And those projects came from their actual original game, Girl of the Bakehouse. So, they first made Girl of the Bakehouse, a visual novel, in 2009, which, this is how this all relates to me, again. Let me just pull it up here for a sec. And actually pause the music for a second. So, yeah, so this is my game dev folder, right? And this is the ROM hack. This is the one we always use, right? There's Pokémon Emerald expansion and everything. Yeah. But here you see, there's Bakehouse as well, and even Codename Bakery Girl, my modding stuff for that game. I archived this game. I dug up this game from the depths of the Chinese internet and actually made an English patch for it. I preserved this game. This is my baby. This, the absolute root of the Chinese gacha industry, I've preserved. And as you might be able to tell, I am genuinely really proud of it. I also, of course, in my normal games folder, I have both the original Bakery Girl and the original Bakehouse, the Chinese version. I need to run in locale emulator. Which, yeah, this is the original Chinese version here. Yeah, we dug into that, and actually by serendipitous, like the sheer serendipity I encountered when digging this up. So we found this. This was a like Weiyun cloud share, which is kind of like the Tencent equivalent of Google Drive, is called Weiyun. And we found the link and password to that file share on a Tieba Baidu post made on my birthday that year. On the 29th of October, 2022, I think? 21 or 22 it was. Someone posted a Tieba or a Weiyun link and the password for it to Tieba Baidu, and a couple months later, we came across it just a couple days before Christmas, which also plays a role in the game, and the goddamn thing was still live. The file share was still live. It's not anymore. I've checked. It's been taken down since then. But we grabbed it, patched the game within 2 days from Chinese to English to release it on Christmas Eve. And goddamn if that's not a story. But yeah, and in the new game, Reverse Collapse Codename Bakery, which it was sad that not more people tuned into the stream, but it's fine. So in the run-up to the game, I was getting very worried that they were trying to bury their own history. Because Reverse Collapse was marketed as this big remake of their very first ever game, which technically was Girl of the Bakehouse and not Codename Bakery Girl, if you want to consider visual novels games. If you don't, then fair. But it was also that Yuzhong, the creator of all these things, and the CEO of now Sunborn, which is the company that Micah Team incorporated into, he also privated a bunch of his pieces on Pixiv, changed his Pixiv account name to be unrecognizable, and privated his old Sina Weibo blog, which had a ton of the information about this stuff. We archived that, luckily, but still, it's gone now on the surface web. You can't find it anymore. And that made me worry that he wanted to really erase a lot of the stuff around this game, that he kind of wanted to rewrite history, make it so CBG, Codename Bakery Girl, was the origin. But there are tons and tons and tons and tons of references to Bakehouse in Reverse Collapse. And god fucking damn. That shit. My heart. It's so good. It's incredible. Like, genuinely, no sponsorship or anything. I've already put 150 hours into this game since it came out. No spawn. I can genuinely only recommend, like, wholeheartedly recommend this game to you if you feel like it. If you want a technical RPG that is a bit more puzzly rather than a strategy game, with an incredible story and insane amounts of depth to it and more content than you could wish for, and a genuine love letter to the fans that enabled them to get to the point where they are today, grab it. Grab Reverse Collapse Codename Bakery. It even comes with, and this is something I did not know when I first started. This is just a shotgun Reverse Collapse stream now. I'm sorry. No, we'll go right back to mapping in just a sec here, but I do just want to show this because this genuinely made me fucking cry. Woo, Unity splash screen, because they didn't want to pay $1 million. So, as you can see here, I have already played through... Oh, this is the wrong save. Oops. Yeah, this one. 62 hours on this one save file. I've played through all of Chapter 4. Got all the confidential files in all chapters, so I have Chapter 5 unlocked. There's a huge 3-hour-long cutscene between Chapter 4 and 5 that also brings in a ton of Bakehouse stuff, which, again, made me fucking cry. But much more importantly, this is Reverse Collapse, right? I'm gonna go back to Steam real quick. We're on Capture. This is the original Bakery Girl. What kind of game is this? It's a tactical RPG. This is the original Codename Bakery Girl, which Reverse Collapse is a remake of. Let's see if I can load in and not have it destroy everyone's eardrums. Oh yeah, it's fine. This is the original Codename Bakery Girl whenever this thing finishes loading. Game preservation is the most important task anyone should do who owns any rare sort of media, no matter if it's video games, movies, or anything. It should be documented for anyone's knowledge. Reach. Basically something like Fire Emblem, right? Yeah, sort of. So this is the original Codename Bakery Girl. Right? Just the main menu. I'm not going to show gameplay or anything. But this is the original Codename Bakery Girl. It's got a gallery. For some reason, my save is broken. I have a perfect save file. I'm one of the very few people on the planet who have cleared every single chapter with an S rank, because it's incredibly hard to do in this version of the game. Oh, hello. In this version of the game, because Reverse Collapse comes with a remaster. They gave us 2 games in 1. Oh my god. And not only that, with the deluxe edition of Codename Bakery Girl that you could buy at conventions back then when they were selling it, you could get a board game. They actually have that board game here as well as... Oh my god, what's going on with Discord right now? Where is it? Somewhere around here. They added all these buffers. It's kind of nice. Here, this. This board game you could get with Codename Bakery Girl when you bought it at conventions as a deluxe edition sort of thing. And we have, us, the runners who have been doing all this archiving and documenting stuff, we have been hunting for this thing for years. Every single picture of it is in some way either obscured or whatever. We just could not get a full lock on it. We knew its pieces, we knew the parts that go into it, we've seen it all. But this stuff on the side here, Discord is having hella hiccups, right? This stuff on the side right here, and on the, of course, on the other side, on the side of the board, and again, on the other side of the fold away thing, those are the rules of the game. We never got this. We were never able to decipher them enough to the point of being able to translate them. They just put it in the game. They just put it in the goddamn game. It's just here. With the rules and everything. It's all here. Fully playable. Just player versus computer. But still, it's just all here. It's insane. Discord is still dying. My apologies. It's just here. Sorry, I'm repeating myself now, but it's... I still can't get over this. To this day. It's absolutely crazy. I'm just going to play this round to completion, and then we're going to go back to mapping. I'm sorry for going on this much of a tangent. It's kind of insane how far I went here. Off track. But we'll go back to mapping in just a sec here once I finish this. Oh, he's probably going to go here. Nope, he's just going to kill himself. Okay, cool. That's weird. Well, he can't do shit now, so I basically already won this. Oh no, wait, yeah, right. Trumping like that is a thing. I forgot. I actually fumbled it. Okay. Womp womp. Guys. What's happening? An incredible tangent. I apologize. Yeah, let's actually go back to mapping now. Excuse me, please. Damn it. Like, seriously, that was a tangent, even, like, of incredible proportions, even for my standards. Oh my god, Discord! What town are you remaking right now? I'm not remaking anything right now. This is original stuff. This is not for Corundum. None of this is for Corundum. This is not a dev stream. For now, this is an art stream. Are you considering fake mons for your region? Yes, but I want to kind of avoid it. Because there's already so many fake mon regions out there. I kind of want to try to work with what I have with Pokemon already. We're still talking about bread, it's fine. You're making your own original game? More of my own original region. We were talking about it earlier. For my list, on my list of projects right now, in terms of Pokemon and fan games, right now we have Corundum, Pokemon Steel, final title pending, and Pokemon Corundite. Corundum is what you're here for. Steel is my personal fan region, based on Germany, where I'm from. And Corundite is going to be a remake of Corundum on the DS engine. But all of that is still very, like, very far future music. That we can't really talk about quite yet. Add another new terrain. I want to use this for, like, side paths. Hello, new terrain? Oh, no, new terrain. I'm going to use this for that. This tile, probability of 0.2. Jesus, Discord. I need to, like, switch on streamer mode again. I'm sorry. At least that stuff doesn't keep bothering us. All right, there we go. Much better. Terrain image. Part. Not set image. Oh no. Set image. This is gonna be for, like, side streets. Also, I want to have some hilly layers. I kind of want to stretch the town out further in this direction. This is kind of just the city center, but I have to, like, for this project, I'm gonna have to practice myself in abstraction. So I'll keep it to this. All right, I'll add a bit, but only on the side. I made it 60 by 50. Like this. We can pick some of the grasses again. Fill in random mode. Base. Beep. And I always have to remember to work on the correct layer with this stuff. This can continue to more this direction to leave from this part of the town.
Did you get more wood? Oh yeah.
There's still, guys are still a bit. One, maybe even just 0.05. Enough. Throw in a little bit of spice. I'm also exploring the GBA and DS ROM hacking, especially HG engine and the Emerald disassembly thing. You probably know the name. The Emerald one is Pokémon Contest. A ROM hack? Is a Pokemon contest. Oh, a contest-focused ROM hack. That's super cool. I love that idea. That's a really cool idea. I do want to bring more contest focus into Grundam as well. So if you have any ideas about that, I'm all ear. Now I want to have fill layer 1. I want to make one for a long time and surprised nobody has done it before. I'm just not sure how I'm going to deal with Pokemon battles. The thing is, if you're working with the Poke Emerald decomp, if you learn assembly and C enough, you can do literally anything with it. You just need to learn C and assembly. Specifically the assembly assembly language used for the GBA. Which is gonna be a lot of work, but you can do it. If you really want to. Let's make a new terrain set. For hillsides. Set this as terrain image. Set. Can I also use Pori script? I rather use that than coding language. Chaos, I want it to be an adventure. Spending contests and gems. It's a nice change of pace. Absolutely. I always thought they should have done more with contests. But I understand that it's like hard on a technical level. Especially if you compare it to contests in the anime. It doesn't like having a blank. Fine. Oh, wait, no, I just didn't give it any. Oops. My bad. I forgot. Now it should work just fine. There we go. Pokeblocks, nature, specific contest move pools, etc. I can go in depth pretty quickly, yeah. But no, you can't use PoriScript for that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. If you're going that deep down to the metal, you gotta code it. No way around it. My apology. But you see, because we made the transparent tile here, the center, rather than this grass tile, all the random grass texture below the cliff is preserved. Hell yeah. I could have just filled it as well. Again, done another fill pass, but why? I don't need to. I can just do this. So... no, stairs. Layer 1. And I can do a boop. That's a bit much already, actually. I'd have smaller stairs. I mean, you might be able to do a lot in C. For assembly, we're talking like the very base engine code. You know what? This isn't the dev stream, but let's take a look real quick. Because, like, I have this stuff right at my fingertips right now, so... I use Pokemon Emerald Expansion, which has a bunch of, like, all the... a lot of modern mons and stuff like that added. But... mostly this stuff. Here, contests.header. This is for includes, which is just a bunch of... like, variables and strings and shit. So if you read, it's gonna take a lot of reading into this. Like, no worries, but this is basically all the like variables and shit that you're gonna need if you want to mess with contests. Over here in source. Yeah, here contest.c. This, I think, is the actual code to run contests, which is about 6,000 lines, but if you take your time, read through this properly, I'm sure someone out there has documented this as well. You'll get it. And they're also like very intuitively named and everything, which is great. Like all of these are pretty well named. For example here, update applause meter. Checks for as long as I, in this case, like the loop variable is under the current value of the applause meter, increases it with every loop. Checks. If I is lower than the contest applause level, then I believe this is for like updating it. So every time it updates, you see the applause meter fill up, right? And in here does all this stuff. I can't tell you everything of what this does right from the top of my head, obviously, because I have never looked at this code myself, but if you know a bit about object-oriented programming, you should be able to read yourself into this script maybe within like a week or two. Sorry if I ask questions that aren't related to stream. No worries, we've got time. I do have an event this evening that I want to attend, but that's at like 1:30 a.m. So don't worry, right now it's only 8 p.m. As long as I can replace the main battles with contests, that would be a great first step to begin with. That might be something you can do with PoriScript, but there's a lot of graphics you would need for that. That would be like the first main problem I have, like, you know, different stages and stuff like that. That stuff obviously is relatively easy to figure out once you look at the actual graphics that the game itself uses, but knowing how that stuff works, those aren't going to be the most intuitive to work with either. But yeah, I absolutely agree that Pokemon contests need a ton more. Like, just need a ton more words? Yes, please. Need a ton more love in general. This is a bit of a pathway to a local farm. Let's actually start adding some houses. Is it like a bit too row housey? I think rural, I suppose these down and around here the best. I think I'll just look at the ones down here. Like, let's actually start placing some houses in here. I don't have much other detail planned yet. By the way, I can't wait what you're going to do for Mauville. Are you going to make it a huge Mega Mall like ORS, or it's just going to be... I'm going to keep it similar to the GBA games. I actually fucking hate what they did with Mauville in the later games. Like, genuinely. Fucking hate it. Don't like what they did with Mauville at all. This path of the street needs to be on a higher layer than the rest. The way those override. It's not gonna be perfect, I suppose. I've never actually worked with stairs in Dawn. But this might just be me using the wrong tiles for the job. Please keep them gambling? Of course. Why wouldn't I? I played this ROM hack called Voyager and it has Hold'em and pinball minigames. That's sick. Like, actually in the Emerald engine? That's crazy. By the way, I might actually try, as I mentioned the VR chat event I'm going to later today, I might try streaming it, but my priority is being able to attend the event, and I might not, like, my PC might not be able to handle streaming it. So no promise. But I'll do a thing in Discord. This is kind of messing with me right now. Not much higher. Not any higher, really. I mean, it is a bit higher visually, but not really. Just, you know, that part of grass that grows over the ledge kind of makes it look like it. Don't really have that kind of transition. Damn. Let's not get too caught up on pixel perfect stuff, I suppose. Man, this looks janky as hell. I think it's partially because I'm using a smaller path instead of this larger one. But I do want it to be a smaller one. It's fine, don't stress the details. Oh, I'm stressing. Oh no, I already messed up some layering, didn't I? No, I didn't. Yeah, this is definitely because I'm using like a small path over a large one here. See how much better that fits right away. I mean, I could just use that as well. I could just use it. Have the lower edge be a large one compared to the lower edge being a small one on the other side of the village, beyond the bridge. Let's try how that looks. I just don't want to make this part too chunky. I suppose this does work. Definitely works better. And then I can do this. Also, oops, definitely the lower layer of that. So let's go back to the normal street layer. And here we can have like the upper edge, the raised one. But that doesn't work at all. No, it's fine though. This side is fine, I think. Just the upper one that's kind of weird. German Shepherds aren't actually that common here. Be surprised. I don't know, the stairs just don't really work that well. It's weird. I'll keep it for now. It doesn't look too wrong, right? Especially at 100% scale. It looks fine. Right? Right? Ah, big stretch. Now, buildings, as I was talking about. Few spots of path to. Pretty good. What German town do you have as inspiration for this map that you're making right now? My hometown. Tower. Bill Tower. This one. Some build. I'm gonna have to do multiple building layers. That's fine. Gonna take those apart as needed. Mentioning what your hometown is, it's very rural. It'd be effectively self-doxing at that point. I've already given enough details over the course of the stream that you should be able to tell if you were to look into it, so I'll leave it at that. There. How long are you doing ROM hacks? For how long I have been doing them? Or talking about how long I have been doing them, I don't even remember when I I'd said in terms of Corundum, for Corundum, I first started seriously working on it. One, when I first actually wanted to launch this channel, I never really got around to it. Then last October, when I was actually kicked out of the team that's holding the event I'm going to later today. We're still on good terms, don't worry. I kind of decided, oh, I'm gonna need to like take a break from VR stuff. It hurts. You know what? I'm gonna do the Pokemon stuff I'm meaning to do. Since then, I've been here. Only been here for 20 minutes. I always miss your dev streams, and so I was happy I could finally witness the stream live, as I'm very intrigued by your vision for your ROM hacks. Thank you. Good to have you. For example, how you remade the towns and cities and opened up. Oh, and such a refreshing take on the whole region concept. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going for, right? I'm gonna have a lot of things that mesh. Hmm. Only should be. There? Do I even have? I know I have them there. Or like the image open anymore. Where fences? There. There fences. There fences. Fences spotted. There the fences. There the fences are. Fences here. I could make a terrain for them, but I'm gonna be lazy. Ilhoen is just too linear and has so much cool places to visit, and it feels the most like an actual real-life region. Especially love the design of Fortree. Yeah, which is funny. A lot of people love Fortree. I do too, don't get me wrong. But the funny part is, like, so I grew up on Ruby, and later Diamond. But being a stupid little kid, this is a story I already told on the Skill Link podcast, but whatever. A stupid little kid, I never figured out that you could surf. Which one was it? I think Route 108, 118? The route east of Mauville, where you surf across to get into the eastern half of the region. As a kid, never figured that out. I maxed out my playtime just with Western Hoenn. I figured out IV breeding as a 5-year-old kid. But wasn't in Gen 3 nonetheless. But I didn't realize you could surf over there. I maxed out the playtime on that file. And I just never realized you could surf east of Mauville to continue the game. So for me, ironically, a lot of the most iconic Hoenn routes, like 120, 119, a lot of like Fortree City, even like friggin' hello? Rain? Yeah, like all the other cities, like Moss Deep, everything. I never knew. I never knew any of it. Just didn't. Teutopolis. For some reason I was missing my head. Do you ever look at the map and be curious? Yeah, of course. I was super frustrated with it, not knowing how to get there. I even visited Route 118 again, I think it was, all the time. I went there all the time. Frustrated I couldn't cross it. I do not know why. It never occurred to me just press A and surf there. I had surf on my Swampert, which was always on my team. I don't know why it never occurred to me. I just didn't. I always wanted to know what those islands were about in Hoenn. Oh, you're going to be able to find out in Corundum. That's the great part of it, right? I always ignore the dive spots. Oh. Almost worse. Getting stuck even closer to the end of the game. Those islands are full of dome. Yeah, you can see right here, this is the great stuff I can do because I have layers. I can put shit over top of other tiles and not worry about it. But don't worry, this like crossing over the path is... Yawn. Building here. Layer for buildings, layer 1. I've been hella yawning. Wrong with me. I like this. Ah. This one's a bit further away from everything else, so I feel like I can comfortably have a slightly different colored here. For the fences. Go. I can, oops. Have those end there. So that way this little fenced in area is totally part of the house. Also very curious about that Celebi shrine when I was a kid in Pokemon Crystal. I tried everything, but nothing happened. Yeah, the GS ball. Ruiner of childhood. So this place is slowly starting to come together, I feel. Still have... At this point, terrain. Definitely. A bit... I think I... Just barely not. God damn it. That's fine. I'll just make space. It's a bit of a little gravel. Gravel patch back here. Gravelly patch, I suppose. I wonder if anyone's done something similar to Corundum, but with the Gen 2 remakes. I mean, I'm doing Corundum because I thought auras are deeply flawed. I'm not sure there's a lot of people who think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are deeply flawed in the same way. At least I don't think anyone thinks they have like major flaws that the originals didn't have. Have a look here. Ah. But these are all like specific things. No one would ever notice they were. Unless they like knew this place. I'm facing it. Really, I should have like another hill here. See if I can fit that in somehow. Psych! Turns out I need terrains after all. I think this should actually be quite steep. This should have 2 layers. That's too good. There. Group. All the way up. Already too small. That's fine. You actually have hills in your hometown like on your map. That's pretty cool. Dutch people fascinated by small hills. Yeah. I wish like Google Maps had like a streamer mode or something, but oh well. Yeah, here we can already see I'm gonna need buildings to be at least some needs to be over that. Tight around here already. Damn. But that's okay. I need to learn abstraction. Oh wait, shit, this is the wrong layer. Oops. Yeah, like that's the thing. We just need to remember always draw on the correct layers. Just the digital artist flight, though. I feel like that would be cool if it didn't cut into the bridge. Oh, there. I was on flat farmland in good old Brabant. It's nice living here, not as busy as in the north, but there are still quite some big cities here. Basically where I am. Oh, so don't worry, Chaos. As you can hear, I'm pretty tired too. I have any like singular fence posts or something? I should mention that Noord-Brabant is the province in the Netherlands is known for their laid-back attitude and farmland spreading province. That good though. That maybe? I think that's fair. That's enough. Looks fine. Looking for like a football goal here. Have you ever been to the Netherlands? I've been to Amsterdam twice, but that's it. I do want to go again, though. Really nice. Actually, just now, I think it was just now that Porter Robinson announced his first ever world tour. And he's actually going to have a few shows around here. He's going to have a show in Berlin, Hamburg, Cologne even, which would be like not even an hour's drive away. But he's also playing in Amsterdam. Actually, just the week before. I might actually go there instead. Because it was really nice going to Amsterdam. I really like Amsterdam. Like, at least as a tourist, it's a great city. Maybe try visiting a city like Eindhoven. It's closer to Germany, and it's a whole different city. I've been to Cologne before for Gamescom. Yeah. Actually, Eindhoven, I think, is... Eindhoven is a place I think my father used to go a lot. But I haven't been there before. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I just knocked my mic to hell and back. God damn, that was a strong knock. Now, here's the thing. Not really running out of things to put them in on. Path. Should be a gravel path, but... But yeah, like, even though I have a show basically next door, I wouldn't mind going to Amsterdam again. For that. Kind of starting to run out of things actually to add here. Outside of details. But I'm also getting really tired, and I do need to keep some of my social battery filled up for later tonight. So I think that while we've done a lot of talking and not a lot of mapping today, I apologize. Though we will be doing a lot more of these types of streams from now on. I think I'm going to call it here for today. The Dutch language almost sounds like a mix between English and German to me. I always say it sounds like even more drunken Colonian. Which, being from Cologne, I'm allowed to say that. But yeah, it's very funny how much language comprehension from German patches over to Dutch. And even specifically the Colonian dialect. Really, like, a lot of it carries over. Which is why I say Dutch is kind of like even more drunken Colonian. Which, if you've ever tried to get drunk off Colonian beer, you know that's basically impossible. So it's genuinely quite impressive. smart use of 3x3 tile. I got to use that more often. I'm used to just lining a path and painstakingly add to the edges and corners. I mean, that's just terrains here, how they work in tiled. Even though I didn't see much, I enjoyed the stream. Have a great rest of your... Yeah. Like I said, do keep an eye out on Discord. I might stream on a different channel later today, the event that I'm going to in VR chat. But no guarantees for that. So, because my PC might not be able to handle streaming that place. And it's more important for me to get in than to stream it. Because, like, the instances, they fill up within seconds of going live. And so, yeah. The instances fill up within seconds of going live, and the queue goes up to like 50 or something, and after the first 10 minutes or so, there's no way to get in, even if you're in the queue. Just, there's not going to be that many people leaving after that. So I don't want to crash if I manage to get in. And streaming takes a lot of performance still. Even though I do have a very good system, this is VR chat. We're talking about an extremely hungry game. So I might not be able to stream it, but I'll try. I'll see what I can do. Anyways, where do I have? What kind of event is it then? I mean, if we're already here, I might as well show it off. Why not? It is a cabaret event, so think like check interactive. Do we have a current thing for it? So this is their YouTube channel, New Eden Interactive. This is how the House of Eden is the event that I just went to last time. Do we good trailer for Evergarden? This is already quite old, but I think this is a pretty good trailer. So this is Evergarden, the New Eden event hall, their pride and joy, the greatest show. This is the title that I give it, the greatest show of VR chat. It's genuinely fucking fantastic. Oh, that's loud. So yeah, this is Evergarden. The greatest fucking show in all of VR chat. Also, hey, there's the stream we're watching right now. Absolutely fucking incredible stuff that they're doing at New Eden. Again, I used to be part of the team. I wasn't able to lift my weight quite, but goddamn. And this was the event I was in. Oh, this is a recap. Uploaded 13 minutes ago. Wait, hold on. Let's watch this together. So this is the event that I went to last weekend, their anniversary event. It was absolutely incredible. They do absolutely incredible stuff. That's a good recap video. Goddamn. Like I said, I hadn't seen that yet myself. They just uploaded that a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, New Eden, they do absolutely incredible stuff. There's also TVRS, the virtual reality show, which I mentioned at the start of the stream. Fia just uploaded the video when I went live. They're having an event this week as well. Let me just go there real quick. Also, you're saying you want to fire up your Quest 2 soon? I hope you have a PC that can handle it, handle VR chat, because it's not, you're not going to be able to get in Quest only. I'm sorry, that's just not happening. You'll need PC VR. This is Fia, and where's the TVRS channel? TVRS Studio channel. This is where all her events happen. And she hasn't uploaded the trailer yet. Okay, let's check Discord then. While we are all still here. Where is it? Announcements. Here. 2 days until the International Dance Association Showcase. So we're having an event with the International Dancers Association. And this is the little teaser for that. And this is where we're going to be working. I'm going to be working. I'm just going to assume it is. Right, sorry. I'll get right back to you in just a sec here. Yeah, show up. I have an Oculus Quest link cable, so I can connect my Quest on my PC. You can also try to use Steam Link or Virtual Desktop for cable-less streaming. I'll suggest you do that. Also, yeah, sorry. This we were working on today, this is not, I'm sorry, this is not about Corundum. This is just an artistic mapping thing I was doing. This is not for the same game from November. I'm still working on all that, but I'm this is not for that. I'm taking just a bit break from that, at least on YouTube, so we can focus on working on the actually finally getting the first dev build out. I'm kind of waiting right now for Pokemon Emerald Expansion or Poke Emerald Expansion to get its next major update, because that is going to include by base the MERP's day, night, and season cycle system. Not following Pokemon from MERPs, I think, but the day, night, and season system is going to be in there. That's kind of what I'm waiting for to come in right now, because Zatsu tried merging that into our game, into our repo, and it's a lot of fucking work that he wasn't able to finish. So we're now waiting for it to be officially added to Poke Emerald Expansion, which is going to be its next major update. And until then, I hope I'll be able to finish Rustboro and Petalburg Woods, so that when the day comes, we can immediately get the first dev build out the door to YouTube members and the lottery winners. If you want to get into the public testing phase, you can sign up with a link down in the description below. And I'll let you know as soon as I can, both here on YouTube and on Discord, when that is going to be starting. But yeah, Roski, actually, like, if you wanna, there's also a link to my Discord in the description. If you wanna, hit me up. If you happen to have time today, I can take you to Evergarden if you wanna. We can try to get in. Thanks for the amazing stream. It was much fun talking with you. I have to be there in more streams. Love that you take your time to interact with everyone. Of course. Yeah. If you actually do want to take the time, I can try to get you in. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. It's been. I need to do this more often, man. But there's only so much we can do. Anyways, thank you all very much. My name's Bisa. Have a good one.